Hey, welcome back to another episode. This is our third episode in a three-part series of cooking in the kitchen for preschoolers. Again, share this with your cook, create a little playlist, create some good training online for your cook when they come in, you hire them and so forth. So great video for that. If you like the concept, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. And so here, I'm gonna introduce you to Miss Cola. She's been in our kitchen for 5 years now with us in Discovery. She's gonna dive more into allergies and talk a little bit about how we handle and communicate some of our allergies with our staff. We want everybody on the same page. Just talk about some substitutions and why sometimes it happens in the kitchen. Why when green beans is on the menu that something else comes out, or vice versa, or why they switch days. Suppliers, all kinds of reasons why that is. Good information for your cook to be aware of, as well as your staff. Talk about what to do with serving seconds and thirds if that happens. Also about being conscious of food. If you allow in your program food coming in from outside the center, let's say a parent has a child with a birthday, they want to bring in cupcakes, keep in mind that peanut tree nut concept. If you are peanut tree nut free, even if you're not, you need to know because you may have a child with an EpiPen, that kind of situation. So thanks everybody for following. Here's Miss Cola. Jump in this. Hope you enjoy this. A little bit informative. See you at the end.
So let's talk about food allergies at the moment. So in every classroom there's one of these. It says DK Child's Allergies. If you lift it up, they go by classroom. So on our top is our top classroom, and as you go down, early preschool, so forth and so on, into pre-K and school age. Pay really good attention to this. So if you're in that classroom, just kind of glance at it and check it out. As you know, you can look. We have one child that can't have milk, but he can have yogurt and cheese just because of how it's broke down. So just study this and get to know who has allergies and who doesn't in the classroom. Also, make sure it's up to date. There's a date on these. So if it's got an older date on it, go to the office and ask your front office person. And if that child does have an allergy and we're having something that he can't have that day, you can either ask and come in and ask if I'm here and I'll fix something else for him, or it will be marked on the card when I send it out as this person. Also, if they need that second component at snack time, you can switch it up. You can grab a fruit instead of serving them the carrots because they're allergic to carrots. You can always switch it out and do that if it's not set up for you. A couple of high punch. When you're serving and you get serving sizes, us cooks, we try to cook for what we're having that day and how many kids and how many teachers we have. So there is some days that we're higher, and when we started out we weren't that high. So there is that influx of, is there going to be enough for seconds? We cook 100%. So we're going to make sure everybody gets what they're supposed to have for that first. As for seconds, we try to cook some seconds. Not all the time are you going to have seconds. So coming in and ask, hey, can you make this or make me 18 sandwiches instead of serving what we have already made? I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'll try my best to accommodate you to how I can. It's maybe taking from another classroom or maybe making a couple of sandwiches, but I'm not going to make a whole new meal. Us cooks are not just going to make a whole new meal because you didn't have enough for seconds. On that note, too, if we have enough for thirds and there's a child that wants that thirds, go ahead and serve it to them. Let them eat it. It's not a problem. Question was brought up to me about why do we substitute on the menu. Part of it could be that Sam's Club didn't come in and the truck got stuck over in Denver and they didn't have the sweet peas that we had put on that order for that week. So therefore we have to change it up so we have the components that we need. Or say the dishwasher breaks and it's spaghetti day. I don't feel like washing all the dishes for the center because it's spaghetti day, and spaghetti day is no fun to wash dishes. So I switched it up with, say, salad day, because salad day is really easy to clean up. Sometimes we do have them things where we have to switch up stuff and change it up, and it's kind of, sometimes you don't understand because you're really looking forward to that, but it does happen and we do have to change up stuff. Going into the kitchen and being courteous. Say you're hungry and you want a snack and you come in and you look into the pantry and you don't communicate with your cook and say, hey, I'm going to take a handful of these, I just need something to nibble on. Make sure she's not going to use that or he's not going to use that for the day. Because sometimes we do need that stuff that you are taking out of the kitchen. How about we're having blueberry bread, but you don't feel like blueberry bread, so you come and open and swapping out snacks. That's not cool. We do have to follow the guidelines, and we do need to be courteous to the cook and let them know what's going on. Don't feel free to just come do what you feel like, because that's what you want. We do work really hard to prepare food, so we don't want to throw a whole pan of bread out just because you feel like goldfish that day.
Halved it.
There you go.
Take 5.
Yeah.
A couple more things about encouraging, say a child doesn't want, on the milk subject, saying the child does not want milk. We have to encourage milk, but they do not have to drink milk. So after we get everybody served with the milk, go ahead and fill up a pitcher and set it on the table. Go ahead and fill a pitcher up with water and set it on the table for them to go ahead and drink that water. Encouraging it. That way they don't have to get up and walk over to the drinking fountain and interrupt all the class. Go ahead and encourage that water too. In the summertime, most definitely encourage water. When you're at snack time and you got your 2 components, say you got your carrots and your wheat thins and water to drink along with that. We want to encourage that. We want to make sure there's cups for them to drink out of, and the water is there for them to drink. We don't want to make them go inside to the drinking fountain. We want to make sure it's offered to them. Cereal. The biggest question about cereal is, yes, they get milk with their cereal, but we want to also make sure they're getting that drink of milk. So they go ahead and pour the milk into their cup, pour the cup into their cereal so they have their milk, but we also have to have them drink a cup of milk. If they want that milk, we have to make sure it's offered to them to be able to drink. We don't have them just pour a cup of milk and then pour it into the cereal and they don't get any more milk. No, we have to make sure they're being offered it both ways when it's cereal day. Making sure them fridges are closed tight. Or say you get into the freezer for an ice pack or something out of the freezer, making sure that freezer is shut tight so it doesn't de-thaw and we have to throw away everything out of the freezer, or the refrigerator door being left open and it's cooling everything down, so we have to get rid of everything in the fridge. Just double checking the refrigerator and the freezers when you do get into them. With that being said, also allergies on the allergy part. We are peanut tree nut free facility. So that means we do not have anything that comes into the center that's peanut and tree nuts. So we're always checking labels to make sure it does not contain or processed in or made with peanuts or contain peanuts, tree nuts in any form. Say it's a child's birthday and they want to bring something in. We got to make sure them snacks are being checked for that peanut tree nut free. If mom makes it at the house, you need to make sure, step by step, how did they do it? They did make sure their cupboards were clean. Did they realize, what goes into it? We just got to take that extra bit for our children that do have them allergies and have to use an EpiPen if they get a hold of something like that. So we want to double check your own food coming in too. Think about it. You're eating walnuts in the classroom on top of your salad, but you have a kid sitting next to you that's allergic to tree nuts. You got to be self-conscious with also the food that you're bringing in from your own home about making sure that it's peanut tree nut free.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching our 3-part series of Cooking in the Kitchen. Be resourceful for your cook. Find some great information out there on YouTube for like sharpening knives, cutting safe, all kinds of great tools and tips out there to create good, healthy meals for your preschool program. Have a marvelous day. We'll see you soon.
Hey, I'm here with the chicken banana lady. Hey.
He has scissors.
So in my spare time, I work in a barbershop on my own, and I just want to introduce everybody to my little brand there. Spoon's wrong place. Spoon up.
Oh, like this. You gotta.